They're getting back into that flow, and it was good to see Alvin Kamara back and healthy, doing AK things. And this Saints offense scored 39 points without their top three receivers. With that Tigers defensive line being so dominant, that can really help out this linebacking core that still has a few question marks. The hashtag behind here, yeah. Ricky reconsider. This started popping off as you decommitted. I think Eric Dooley has found his quarterback in Hines Community College transfer, Sean McCray. McCray led the gold team to a 33-13 win, but he had full control of the offense. Kim Mulkey's Jackets are on point, just like her team. Now I have my keys to victory, and we're going to go to the board. First thing is they have to win the turnover battle. The Saints have been horrible this year. We mentioned earlier they're worse in the NFL in turnover ratio. Yeah, Dennis Allen took over for the Bucs game this year where the Saints shut out the Bucs. He's got head coaching experience before. He coached for the Raiders from 2012 to 2014. I think Sean Payton really has groomed him for this role. Turnovers, bad shot selection, and fouling hurt the Tigers all year and ultimately ended their season tonight. And the last time LSU won the SEC is right behind me, 1992. In Baton Rouge, a lot of people have been asking about, did Sean Payton have a grudge against LSU players? I don't think so. He wants the best players on the field. As the Pels come back to beat the Clippers last night in a play-in game, right before that moment, Los Angeles went on a 34-6 run to take a 10-point fourth quarter lead. But the Pelicans did exactly what they've done this entire season, fight and overcome adversity.
These boys 14, 15, 16 years old, and they got no hope. So understand that the responsibility we got, not just me, y'all too, to inspire this entire state and beyond.
Former LSU safety and NFL All-Pro Tyrann Mathieu giving a heartfelt message to the LSU football team today. Good evening and welcome back. I'm Corey Rholdon with your sports. Before we get to the Badger, we need to talk about another safety and Saints Malcolm Jenkins, who has decided to hang it up. The 13-year NFL vet has made 3 Pro Bowls. It was a huge part of the Saints defense as Jenkins was drafted by New Orleans back in 2009 and helped lead the team to a Super Bowl, then left to go to Philly, where he also won the big game with the Eagles. Jenkins signed back with the Saints in January of 2020, where he finished his career where he started. With Jenkins retiring, that leaves a void at safety for the Saints, and there's a guy about an hour away that could fill it. As Tyrann Mathieu is in Baton Rouge this week, checking out the team's practice. Mathieu is a free agent who has been a vital part of the Chiefs' secondary for the past few years, winning a Super Bowl back in 2020. This would be a great opportunity for a New Orleans native and someone who has worn the purple and gold to play for the black and gold. While it's impressive that Jameis Winston was participating in Saints OTAs, the QB still has a ways to go before he's fully recovered from his ACL surgery that he had just back in November. During practice, Winston struggled to throw off of his back foot and did not do any rollout drills, which brings me to my point of why signing Andy Dalton is so important to this black and gold team. If J-Bo can't go, Dalton certainly can win some games, having over 140 career starts. Now over to Georgia. For the second day of the Masters, Stewart Cink on 16. This ball is going to drop on the green, and that ball is just going to keep rolling. How about a hole-in-one for Cink? He doesn't make the cut, but he gets a memory of a lifetime at Augusta National. Let's go back to 2006, because you talked a lot about 2006. And I remember the first game back from Katrina was the Monday Night Football game against the Falcons. And I went with my dad, my grandfather, and we just lost our home due to Katrina. And I remember when Steve Gleason blocked that punt and seeing 70,000 people in that stadium rejoice and cry, and my grandfather and my dad were hugging. As a 9-year-old, I really didn't know what that meant. But I just remember being there, being like, man, this is awesome. And then that game is called the Rebirth game now. And Sean Payton really, that Saints team, meant hope for the city. Since arriving in Baton Rouge, Kim Mulkey has been making a lot of statements, and not all of them have been on the court.
I've got outfits, man. They give me outfits to wear, and I'm just like loving it, so I don't have to spend $1.
Each Lady Tigers home game, fans wonder what outfit is Mulkey gonna pull off next.
I look forward to every game day to see what coach is walking in with.
But this brings up the question, where does she get them from?
Kenneth Brown, he's a local designer in Baton Rouge, and he sold Kim Mulkey her house, and he designed her house, so he was her designer. And he told me that they were coming to Baton Rouge and wanted to introduce Kim and Jennifer to me.
Rodeo boutique owner Shayna Boudreaux has become close friends with Mulkey's assistant, Jennifer Roberts.
Well, Jennifer actually came in the store and was like, this jacket would be so awesome for Kim. And I'm like, yes, it would. So she bought it, and Kim took it and wore it, and everyone loved it.
I was watching the game on TV, and all of a sudden I'm getting all these texts like, oh my God, she's wearing your jacket. And it was so cool, and like, she's a local celeb here, so it was just really exciting to see that.
The butterfly jacket was an instant hit, and Boudreaux made sure to call the designer Jamie Glass to collaborate for some more Mulkey outfits.
When she first came over, we're like, what LSU game day items do I have? Because I have a whole game day collection. And we started picking those, but then we realized like she's interested in wearing anything, you know, that's kind of colorful, stands out. And I think the blazers look nice, look professional, but they're fun and sparkly.
Glass is the owner of Queen of Sparkles, and as you can guess, her outfits have a lot of
sparkles, so that's pretty obvious. I've always kind of dressed that way. I think sparkles can be worn any day, and I think people, I want to make people feel good.
Glass designs the outfits, Boudreaux gives it to Roberts, and then Mulkey does the rest.
Well, we drop off more than one item at once, so I think she then takes them and puts together what she wants to wear for that game.
There's one thing LSU is missing from this recruiting class, and that is a five-star prospect. Good thing there's one just a few minutes away from campus, and Catholic High wideout Shelton Sampson. Sampson is not only ranked as the second biggest recruit in the state, but the fourth highest rated receiver in the entire country. I talked with Sampson this past week, and he's made one thing clear, that he's going to take his time on deciding what school he's going to play for next fall.
Don't matter who in front of me, I feel like if it's a go route, I'm going to go get it. If it's a slant, I'm going to go get it.
Standing at 6'4" with elite speed and hands, Shelton Sampson is a nightmare for opposing defenses. Which is probably why LSU is doing everything they can to try and keep him here in Baton Rouge.
Somebody actually texted me and told me they was like, go to Twitter and type in Shelton Stays, and I'm like, Shelton Stays? So I typed it in, and I just started scrolling. I was like, this is crazy.
It's not often that a program starts a Twitter hashtag trying to keep a player in the state, but Sampson still isn't letting that affect his decision, enjoying the process, looking for the school that fits him the best.
Yeah, it's fun. It's an opportunity of a lifetime because everybody don't get the opportunity to go these places, visits, having fun. Looking for an offense I think that I could fit well in, the relationship with the coaches, genuine, a place I feel like I could call home.
It's always good to get advice from people that experience what you're going through, and Sampson got that with former Bears lineman Emory Jones, who's now playing at LSU.
He just told me take it slow, make the best decision for me. Don't let nobody pressure me into making no decision, do what's best for me and my family.
Sampson told me he plans on making a commitment before the season starts, as he wants to get any distractions out of the way to help the Bears win another state title.